Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday Sandbox stream. I'm Alex, and we are joined by Joseph today. Hello, Joseph.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Good. So, I'm not sure that too much happened since Wednesday as far as announcements, but I do want to point out that we have a whole bunch of new streamers who are going to be working with us. So, some of them have already streamed, and we try to host them through the Sandbox channel, so that way you can watch along. Um, let's see, we have what, 3 people I think already, or is it more?
Right now, there are three other official streamers, but we are looking to expand it so that every single day of the week there is one VoxEdit stream and one Game Maker stream.
It's a lot of stream.
Get a lot of stream going on, and we will rehost those. So the streams are intended so that you can grow your personal little sandbox community, and we will support you officially by rehosting you on our official the sandbox game, Twitter's, YouTube's, Twitch's, anything that we can to help you grow your personal sandbox community.
So who do people talk to if they're interested in participating?
Hi, it's me. Talk to me, or you could talk to Nick, but many of you probably won't know who that is unless you're in the creators program. If you're already
Yeah.
in the Game Makers Fund program, you would know who Nick is. You can talk to him or me if you're a member of the community that's just interested. The qualifiers are that ideally you have streamed before and that you have produced stream content that you can show me, or some kind of maybe a YouTube video if you have pre-recorded content, and then special bonuses if English isn't your only and or primary language. If English is your secondary language, I'm super happy to see what you've got. I don't mind that you have a recording that's not in English. I can translate that to entertaining regardless. I approved someone yesterday who is a primary Spanish speaking person, and their streams are excellent. So show me what you got, you know?
Sorry, I just threw Joseph around a little bit there. That was accidental. My computer shifted focus, and I just started yanking you around the screen. Um, so yeah, we're excited to have a lot more people streaming with us to help grow this community and give more people an opportunity to watch. I know that the 2 times a week that we stream they don't work for everybody. Some people are available different times of the day, different times of the
Yep.
week. So we want to make this as accessible to everybody. But of course, we also save the replays. So if you ever saw something that looked like it was going to be interesting, you have the opportunity to go back and watch that. But this will also make any sort of like contests or giveaways or live interaction with the host that you can do, that you're interested in doing. It's going to be more for everybody. So we're happy to have
Yes.
that. Anything else going on? It doesn't feel like a lot's happened since Wednesday, but I wasn't feeling so great on Thursday, so I may have missed something.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it that we can discuss right now. Of course, there's stuff going on in the background, a lot of fun stuff. I don't know if you saw on my socials. I think maybe it was Wednesday or Thursday. We finished up some internal testing. So we are one step closer to the metaverse today, and super happy about that. We bug tested a whole bunch, squashed a bunch of stuff, found some quality of life things, and just improving it and getting it ready to release. So super happy about that.
All right. So I think what I was planning on doing with this the other day, and we ran out of time, is I was going to recreate the first quest that we did. It was actually before we had objectives, before we had fancy item spawners and all sorts of stuff like that. So the very first quest that we did, some of you watching may have been with us back then, is we had to find Wizzy's cat. And his cat wasn't really a cat. His cat was a squirrel, because at the time we didn't have a cat asset. And then we figured out how to make his squirrel into a cat. So we're just gonna play around and have some fun with it today. Feel free to ask any questions about the game maker or VoxEdit or the Sandbox in general that you want. And we may detour to showing stuff on the screen that answers your question. But I'm gonna kind of play around here and explain what I'm doing as we go, and we'll just have some fun with it today. So we've got Wizzy here, and he's going to give us our quest. So we don't want him to be a healer. We actually don't want a behavior on him at all right now, because we don't want him walking around, because we're going to need to kind of overlap some invisible assets in order to communicate multiple conversations. So we're going to have invisible assets overlapping that are going to give certain dialogue options, which will go away later after we activate stuff. So we've set him to have no behavior, so he's not wandering around. I guess we could parent the behaviors together. We can try that later. We could have the NPC walking around and attach assets to him using our hierarchy panel here. So that'll be sort of our advanced version of this as we go further along. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want him to kind of summon us, say like, hey, I need something from you when the player is nearby. So for that, we use a component, which is the speaker component. And he's just going to say, hey, I need some help. And he's not going to wait for a message for us to be nearby. He's actually going to detect our presence. This detection range is a little bit high, so we're going to put it kind of in a reasonable, like, calling distance, so we only see it when we're nearby. And we're going to go with the avatar tag, which means that anytime the avatar is near, it's going to display this message. Let's see. Now, eventually, this Wizzy is actually going to need to die, unfortunately. So we're going to make him invisible. So that way, when he dies, we don't actually see the death, because there's going to be another one right on top of him. We're going to make sure, we're going to hold shift and make sure that he's snapped to the grid. It just makes it easier to line up the characters. Red Bull is back in the glass.
Not today. This is just water today. I'm trying to be a responsible human.
I've got my Diet Coke. Coke Zero, because I'm a man. I find that kind of funny. Coke Zero, I think, was invented mostly because men didn't drink Diet Coke.
Really?
At least that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
You know,
my wife said yes. That's why.
I'd say that's valid. That seems valid. It's a good marketing tactic.
I do like. I've tried both. I like the taste of Coke Zero better. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Actually, I made a mistake. We do actually want a behavior on this. We want it to be the question behavior, or it's called asker now. It used to be called question, but it's the asker behavior. So when we go up to the invisible Wizzy, we're going to make sure that his speaker name is what his name is. And he's going to say, I need help finding my cat. Can you retrieve him? And we're going to have two options. One's going to just end the conversation, and one's going to activate an objective. So I'm going to say, I'll get looking, and not today, old man. Now, when we go to edit the logic, and actually we don't need health. Sorry, we do need health on him, but we're not going to make him attackable. So we're going to edit the logic. What was that?
I'm having a laugh because Kim Sen, LOL, in the chat says just working on the game jam, and they
Exhausted.
are exhausted.
Make sure to take a
Yes,
break. Don't burn out on the game
yeah,
jam.
you gotta. One of the things that I found has been super important since the start of quarantine in the US, which is almost a year ago now, is that you have to take a break like you take a break in any other kind of work. Once every 2 hours, stand up, stretch your legs, get a coffee or a water, run in a circle, in your house, whatever,
I never
so
did
that
that when
you
I
can.
worked in an office.
Oh yeah, no, you have
I
to.
know. I
You
know. I
have
was
to.
supposed to.
Any sitting job, you have to get up once every 2 hours because it's going to refresh your brain. You'll be more motivated. You're going to have a better time. So, stand up as your version of break. Do a brief, calisthenics. Do some jumping jacks, whatever. Get that blood flowing.
That sounds awfully healthy.
It's not about healthy necessarily. It's just about like keeping your brain fresh because you're sitting down and you get that slog where you're like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
uh, we don't want that.
All right. So we are going to make the quest 1 message. So when we select the I'll get looking, it's going to activate the quest 1 message, which is also going to be what destroys Wizzy. So we're going to select quest 1. If I can see it. Oh, it's probably not showing up because I just typed it. So, oh no, there it is. Quest 1 complete. I don't remember adding that message in there. Invincible. I've had issues with Invincible not letting the kill message work before, so I'm not sure if that will work. But we're going to. Let's see. I don't know if I can make it so I can't hit him as a player. Yeah, I don't. I think I can hit him no matter what. So we're going to try the Invincible. We'll see if it works. And we're actually going to set him to be visible to see what happens. So we're going to exit the logic, turn on visibility, and we're just going to do a quick test. So we're going to come in here, say, hey, I need some help. We talk to him. I need help finding my cat. Can you retrieve him? And then we can select. So not today, old man, just means that it ends the conversation. We can come back. I'll get looking, and it does not kill him. So I don't think we have a way where we can't fight him, but why would we want to attack him? So we'll just try to not be mean. We're giving players the options to be mean here. So we turn off invincible. Ugh. And let's see. Now it should work that he will die as soon as we answer the question. I'll get looking. Oh, apparently not. So I think the issue here is that sometimes objects can't send themselves messages. So we can actually try the Invincible, and his instant death message will say active 1, meaning quest active. Quest 1 is active. And when we set up our quests here, unlock quest requires message. The message is going to be quest 1. And auto launch requires message. Interesting. So I haven't had a chance to mess with this this launch quest setting here. That's a little new to me. We'll experiment with that and figure that out. Let's see. So we're gonna make a second object here. We can just make it like his cauldron over here. Cauldron well, magical well, whatever this is. And this is going to be a message broadcaster. So this is just going to trigger the death. So when it receives the quest 1 message, it's going to send out the active one. And we can select a specific actor. We don't need this going out to everything. Doesn't really matter. Broadcast only on. We don't need a delay. And oh, sorry. Message to send. It's sending the active one. Sorry. And it's going to wait for quest 1 to send it. So when quest 1 gets sent by our asker behavior, this is going to relay the active 1 message back to this guy to murder him. And that's just so that way we don't have that asker behavior hanging around after the quest is given. So I'll get looking, and he dies. And it also activated our quest. So we should probably have... Why isn't he disappearing? Oh, you know what? I think he's not disappearing because we have the invincible on. That's funny. I think. I'm so used to the characters instantly disappearing. There we go. Okay. Now, if we have him set to be invisible, I believe that those effects should be hidden. The little kind of explosion effect when an asset despawns. So he's there. We can't see him. We can see his message, and we can still interact with him. I'll get looking. And, oh, no, we do still see the effects. So I don't think we have a way to remove that right now. That kind of makes this a little bit weird. I guess we could deactivate the behavior instead of killing him. So that means we do have to change the way we set this up before. Because before we didn't have the little explosion visual when we made this quest. So we do have to change some things. So we're actually going to take off the health. And we're going to add a toggle behavior, which is going to turn off the question. The only thing I'm not sure about is what it's going to do to that speaker component. I might need to do something with the tags there. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a good solution to this as we go along. So toggle behavior, by default, the toggle is on. It's true. So by default, this is his initial behavior. And then we have the turn off message as the active one. And we don't want to have any message for toggling or on because we're starting with on and we want it to turn off and not turn back on. So I'm pretty sure this will leave that speaker message above his head. I'll get looking. So it does activate the quest. And then if we go back to interact with him, yeah, so we can't talk to him anymore, but it does still say the message above his head. So let's see if we can get rid of that. We may just have to have him not say anything above his head. Let's see here. Detect entity, avatar. So we don't have a way to add a tag to the avatar right now, so I can't say like, hey, this quest is active, so don't do that. Let's see if edit logic has any more options for us. Yeah, not animated is right. The when you toggle off the behavior, the components still are there. which makes sense for most situations. It's just in this one in particular, we kind of want to get rid of that message. So let's see, speaker.
Alex, I'm going to plug this right now
What's that?
because I believe that this is. I want to make sure that we're on the right URL before I do it.
Is there a tutorial for this? Am I reinventing the wheel?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You're good. I'm going to click the thing. I'm going to go to the thing. This is the right URL. So if you're watching now and you'd like to see more of the Sandbox content, but maybe you prefer it in not English first, not animated, will be our officially supported Spanish-speaking streamer starting up very soon. I can get the next day for that. So you see the name in the chat right there. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, depending on if you live in Europe, if you live to the east of Europe, this would be Wednesday, GMT 1:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m. their local time because they live near where I live, but not animated. When I say near, I mean like 1,000 miles away, but south. Not animated. We'll be streaming the Sandbox content soon, so definitely follow them so that you can see more of this, more tips and tricks. And even if you don't, even if you're not a primary Spanish-speaking person, I think you'll find that the language of the Sandbox is pretty universal. They'll be working with the game maker, so you'll be able to see some cool things coming down week after week on their stream.
So I think I may be overcomplicating this because there is actually a newer behavior, or a newer component, I should say. It existed before, but it changed. So we're going to duplicate this so we still have the same. No, we're not going to duplicate it. We're gonna do something different. So we're gonna take off this healer behavior, and we're gonna set this to citizen. So they just kind of wander around. They wander around inside this blue box, and we're going to add a component, which is the indicator component, which we had before. It didn't work really the same way. It didn't have as many features, so it's got a whole bunch of new stuff in it that we haven't really explored on the channel before. So we can display an interaction, and we can say to talk. That means that when we're up close to him, it's going to say press E to talk. Quest cursor, true, and he's a giver of a quest, which would be quest 1. And objective, that means that's the objective of the quest. Sorry, we don't need the objective there. We would actually need the cat to be the objective. And receiver defines for which quest your asset is a receiver, and so he's also going to be the receiver for this quest. All right, display distance, 20 meters. That seems kind of big. Let's do like 10 meters.
And I love our chat. Alex, sorry for...
A wizard is never late, nor is he early here. Rasper says
Clanker showed up, and I just memed it, and then everybody took it to the full Gandalf level. So I appreciate you all.
Gandalf's the real OG, original Gandalf. So display over means that it is going to show the objective markers like through walls and stuff like that. Visibility distance. I don't think that should be bigger than the display distance. And 1 offset shows above, display arrow. We'll leave that for now. We'll see how that turns out. So it should be that if we just talk to him. Well, I guess he doesn't activate it. Let's see. I may be messing with things that I'm not ready to yet. I haven't had a chance to play around with this particular component that much. Let's see here. So he's a giver for quest 1. It really didn't display any of that stuff. I didn't see the 2 talk or the quest 1. I kind of like my old way of doing it better. There is some cool stuff, so unfortunately I can't show it to you yet. Okay, there it now shows the 2 talk. Unfortunately, I can't show you the cool quests that our level designers have been putting together yet. But pretty soon, you guys will be able to see that stuff. Our level designers have really done some great work with this stuff. But we're going to use our old technique with our invisible Wizzy and just deactivate them. So we turned off the speaker component because we don't really need that highlight to go talk to him. And we're going to add in our rules for our quest. So we've got quest 1. And say find the cat ? All right, and we've already got the unlock working when we talk to him. Clankersh, actually, it's because I started the game, and so when you play the game and then stop playing, then the glitch is fixed. So what Clankersh is referring to, there's a glitch right now that the first time you start a level, all the doors default to looking open, even though they have collision and they're closed. And when you interact with them, they like snap shut real quickly and then play their open animation. It's a reported bug. They've fixed it for the next update. So it's I believe it's already been fixed. It's just not in a hot patch yet. So that should be coming out soonish. So we got the quest launched, and we're going to wait for a message to complete the quest. Message to receive would be cat. Oop. There we go. Quest completion, auto completes. Yep, we don't need to interact or wait for an input or anything like that. And send message is going to be spawn cat. Or we'll just say spawn 1. Just spawn. All right. So what's going to happen is we're going to retrieve this squirrel. We're going to bring it back to the wizard, and he's going to transform it back into a cat, just to make it fun. Let's see. That should be all set. So now we've got this squirrel, and it's got the prey behavior, so it'll run around. And let's see. We're going to give him the pickable component, which means we can pick him up and carry him. And we want him to have the tag of cat. And I always forget to hit enter when I do that. So once we grab the squirrel and bring it back over here, we need to detect his presence with that cat tag. So we've got our second wizard here. And he doesn't need to be a asker. He actually needs to be an asset spawner. And he is going to have the component of speaker. And he's going to detect entity with the tag of cat. And he's going to say, my cat. And you know, why am I doing this with an asset spawner? Can I do this with the... Do we still have the switcher? The asset switcher? I don't remember. Replace asset. Yeah, we have the replace asset. So I don't need to make this a spawner. I'm going to leave that spawn tag just so we don't have to change everything. But we're going to change Wizzy from an asset spawner to an asset switcher, or replace asset.
Alex, this is an interesting question because I don't understand why it's broken.
Okay.
But you have more experience with this than I do.
Sure.
Can someone confirm that NPCs or animals can't walk on assets right now? And this is being reiterated that it seems that Necrobomb is also saying this. So,
Yeah. So, in this version, probably not. I'm not remembering what it was like in 3.7. So for a long time in version 3, NPCs did not recognize the collision of other objects. So if they encountered like a wall, they just did not care and they would walk through it. They only encountered collision with the blocks, with the terrain blocks like these. So they could walk up and down steps of blocks, and they would stop at walls of blocks and walk around them. But if you had a wall asset, and we actually saw this last stream, the skeleton just chased me right through this closed gate.
Yeah.
So that is an error that returned in 0.4. So something got turned off that recognized that collision. The thing is, I don't remember in 0.3.7 if they would walk on top of assets. I don't think they did in that. That's going to require some additional coding from the dev team to make sure that the thing with walking on assets is that it gets kind of complicated because you've got pathfinding along, potentially sloped surfaces at all sorts of weird angles. Things that, the player, you can jump up and down and you can move left and right, backwards and forwards. So you have manual control over that, but it's not like an algorithm trying to say, like, how do I walk up this slope? So it's a little more complicated. So I don't think that they could walk on top of assets, but they were being blocked by gates before. So that's been reported and should be fixed in the next update also. We could do some testing. I mean, we can test it right now and see what happens if I put it. So one of the things you could do is you could make instead of having an NPC that wanders around a random area, you could have an NPC that they're not technically an NPC, but they would use the moving platform behavior and they would walk a certain path. But let's see what happens if we move him here and we just move this down a little bit. I think he's going to be confused and he's going to be like, what am I standing on? Let's see here. We'll go with the citizen. And so in theory, he should walk around. But I have a feeling he's just going to hang out there. And like, hey, what's up? Ooh, what is this? Exception occurred. Updating behavior citizen. Flags visible. So I'm in the dev mode right now. So I get this error log readout, which I have no idea what that means. I don't know what it's yelling about, but the fact that he's not moving around indicates to me that that's not going to work. So if I put another one over here, yeah. So you would expect him to move around like that. Yeah, I think it's the complication of the assets all coming in different shapes with different collision, different potential angles. The NPCs are only really calculated to interact with the terrain as far as walking. So that is something to consider with your designs. And then the problem right now is that NPCs don't recognize collision with assets at all, so they'll run right through a wall if it's not built out of terrain blocks. Now what happens? This guy's a healer, so he should come up and try to heal this guy. I see the thing flashing over his head. I think so he's getting confused because he's seeing this as like an area he can't access. So he knows that somebody is hurt over here, and he's a healer NPC, so he's trying to get over here, and and he's blocked because essentially Wizzy's standing in a wall right now. Maybe if I lower it a little bit. I don't think that's going to make a difference though. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so he's still confused. So yeah, there's that. Now what happens if I open the gate? Can I open the gate? Maybe not while it's sideways. Or underground. Is interact? Yeah, interact is one of them. Trying to open it while it's sideways. Open it. Do it. Why aren't you opening? Maybe if I put, let's see. If I add a switch. And that should be by default trigger, I think. Trigger, yep. And this response to trigger, okay. I think it's because it's under my feet. It doesn't like that.
So. Yeah, Pepe, I'm sure that this is going to be something that gets worked out. It's right.
Yeah. So this Wizzy just thinks he's standing in the air.
That if you set it with collisions and gravity, it should work.
Well, collisions and gravity doesn't play nice with NPCs because they tip over very easily. So if we put them back down on the ground, yeah, you turn everybody into a weeble wobble, and then they start running sideways. So turn on collisions plus gravity. Oh, he stood back up.
What happened? I didn't see it. Oh god!
Just runs into the side and
just like, hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, falling down Wizzy. I love it. I love it. This is what it's all about. Send your quality assurance suggestions our way so we can break everything.
Oh man, the way he
tilts hilarious.
The way he just freezes.
He's just hanging out, and then all of a sudden he's like,
I could watch that for far too long. Ooh. So by
the feature.
Too much wizard juice.
I love it. I love it.
What's in this? What's in this pipe weed?
You ever just like go into the polys and then run through blocks as a wizard? This is the true power of Wizzy right here. This is it. You're seeing it, ladies and gentlemen. This is
he's one with the Matrix. He can just.
I am
Oh
one with
boy.
the Force, and the Force is with me. You know.
Yes.
Uh,
Possibly my
yeah.
favorite Star Wars movie.
The number under the star rating is the overall like proper rating on that.
Star rating?
Yeah, he's so talking about the gallery, how it
Oh, the
is
gallery. Yeah.
reviewed by the rest of the community.
Got it.
So,
Yeah.
if you had a 4 and a 5 was your only review, it should say 4.5. So
Now, so replaced by asset. Let me try to refresh my memory here because we didn't really use this. Allows to switch the used asset with specific conditions. So we want the replace asset to be the squirrel. I'm making this more complicated, which is fun. I like making things more complicated. So so we're going to have this be replaced by the cat. So we actually need how can I do this? I might not be able to. I'm trying to think. If I remember correctly, the replace asset is on the specific asset. So if I say put a switch here, I'm going to move it out so I don't have to keep on running around so far. And I said this is the replace asset. Come on. Show me my behaviors.
later.
There we go. I think I accidentally double clicked it. So it's easy to do that accidentally. Click it twice before it loads and then it goes away immediately. Replace asset and replace by bicycle. Sure, why not? And then edit logic. Physics, collisions, components, tags. Okay, interact. So I'm pretty sure if I just interact with this, it replaces it with a bicycle. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's not what we want for this quest. So we do want this guy to run around. The issue is I was thinking that I could put the replace asset as a child of a prey asset, so it'll still run around and stuff, but it's not going to interact with its environment very well. We want this squirrel to like go like, oh, here's a plant, I'm going to eat this, and oh, there's a predator, I'm going to run away, which makes it a little more fun to try to find this guy running around the kingdom. Hopefully you find him before he dies. I mean, we could make him invincible. We could make it so he's not killable. But then the replace asset won't work very well for this. Actually, I feel like the replace asset should be more of a component than a behavior. But we still need to do the correct spawning here. So let's go back over here. I think what we'll do, actually, I will make the asset spawner on the squirrel, so that way wherever the squirrel is where the asset spawns. So we need a small asset, something like the button. Not the button mushroom. What's it called? Number pad? Numpad switch. That's what it is. So we've got the numpad switch. This is going to be the asset spawner. And let's see, what was the completion for quest 1? I think spawn was the message. Yeah. So bringing the squirrel cat to the wizard is going to set off the completion of this quest and release this spawn message. So the spawn message should kill the squirrel, which will give us that explosion, but it's gonna look kind of magical. So we're going to edit logic. Kill message is spawn. Ooh, why are there so many spawns? I think we did lowercase, right? Yep. All right. is why it's good to put numbers at the ends of those things. And then this is not going to be an indicator or a button. This is going to be an asset spawner. If I can find the... Why are my eyes not working today? There it is, asset spawner. I think my mouse is right on top of it.
What do you see with your elf eyes?
Nothing. That's what I see. So we're going to put the spawn offset as 0, 0, 0. We're going to make sure to turn off collision. No collision. And it's going to spawn the cat.
I'm frozen. You have
You're
me
frozen?
alt-tabbed, I think, so I'm
Oh,
or
no.
minimized on Discord, which we use. as our video
You're actually
service.
frozen on Discord for me, too.
I'm legit frozen.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me break everything. Let's try that again. Maybe. I can't believe I've done this. I broke it, ladies and gentlemen.
It's broken.
You ready for it? You ready for me breaking everything?
Maybe end the call and come back. Might be easier. Did I lose him entirely? No, I heard noise. All right. While Joseph is trying to recover.
Okay, Alex.
Are you back?
I can't believe you've done this. I broke it. All right. Let's try again. Is it going to work now?
I don't know.
Is it going to work now?
Let's see.
Is it going to work now? I've destroyed everything. I shared the link, Alex. I shared the link in the chat so that people who are watching right now on any platform anywhere in the world can potentially win themselves a Wizzy NFT asset. So while you cannot see me, I assure you I am here with you, broken as ever, as it seems. You know, it's a struggle out here. There's my device manager. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna just throw it in a river.
We'll just how about I just end the call and call you back and see if that resets it. Technical difficulties. So what we're doing here is we've got our asset spawner for the cat, and it uses the same message. We probably want to delay on the kill for this. So let's see. We're gonna add a delay of 0.5. We'll do 0.1. So that way there's time for the asset to spawn. Does it not do point measurements anymore? What? Only in integers. Well, we'll see what it looks like with the 0. I don't want it to accidentally delete the spawner before the asset spawns, because the spawner, the numpad switch here, is actually going to be attached to the squirrel. So we grab it on the hierarchy and drag it on top of the squirrel. And now you can see it's attached. Wherever the squirrel goes, so does the asset spawner. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but let's see if this works. Let's see what happens. So we grab the squirrel. Oh. That's what I'm forgetting. It spawned instantly. I have to change the settings on the spawner. So it's kind of difficult to select the spawner when it's underneath the squirrel. You still there, Joseph?
Alex.
What's up?
Alex.
What?
What if I told you that the service we're using to communicate with each other was and is completely broken?
Like, for everybody? Is Discord having issues for everybody?
No, it's just me.
Oh.
I think they...
I mean, we're still talking, obviously, but I'm not sure why the video's not
trying to make
anymore.
it work, right? Yeah.
This is like the old days.
Trying to make it work. Trying to make video function. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make technology happen. I'm talking about like hundreds of dollars on this camera, thousands of dollars on a PC, so that the software could write. Alex.
Well, so you're using an expensive camera with an expensive computer and a free program to chat. Maybe that's the issue. He's very quiet about that. Oh, I think we just lost Joseph entirely. And he's gone. Well, I'm going to hang up the call because maybe if he calls back, it'll return. We'll see what happens. All right, so delay between spawns. So we want 0 delay on the spawn. Is that working? No?
Alex.
Still no video?
Still no video.
Still
but
no
I'm
video.
As long as it's functional for now. But woo, Alex. Do it live, you know what I mean? The time is now. Time 55 a.m. PM. Depending on where you are in the world, it's almost on the hour here. And if you missed it, I've got you hooked up right here in the chat. Don't forget to fill out the form only once, please, so that I can review that form. And in just a few minutes, I will be closing the entries. So if you have not already, please fill out that form just the one time so that you can be eligible to win Wizzy NFT. If I do my random number and rolls, you must be reading the chat.
No. You watching the stream?
I am.
I have no.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Look, hey, okay. Here's the thing, Alex. The squirrel can fly because I'm the squirrel. You understand? So that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
I don't know what happened. It just like levitated up when I tried putting it down. So
it's my aura reaching out into the squirrel's heart.
You know what?
And
okay, it's trying to return to the level that it was on because it is out. It is. I understand. It is outside of its range of where it's supposed to be. It's outside the allowed area.
No worries.
So
easy. You know?
Which is weird because it's not defined by a box. It's defined by a sphere.
Yes. If it says 116, that represents the date in the American way of writing today's date. In the rest of the world, you may write 16-1, but I am a yes, just like me, trying to return to the level that I was on. I don't think I'll ever get that good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I can fly, but I believe I can touch the sky. So it's all good, RJ. RJ all day. Thank you for filling out that form. Thank you for being here with us. Look at this dead squirrel that's totally not dead. Look at this. This is great. Just break everything, Alex. Just break it all.
It moved so fast.
You know, it's just so good. It's, look at that. Get out of here. What are you doing, Alex? We're not doing that. Look at this not squirrel. Look at that. This is so good. I love it.
Where'd it go?
Patch notes, you know what I mean? You threw it over the wall, Alex.
Well, I knew I threw it over the wall, but okay, it's just running into the corner.
Where did it go, Alex? I don't know.
So maybe the prey behavior doesn't work.
Hey,
maybe the prey behavior doesn't work so well for this.
This is the quality assurance testing that one does during an alpha. You know, you gotta alpha test it.
What
you gotta
happened
make
to Wizzy?
Wizzy turned into a bicycle. Alex, you're breaking everything. This is great. I love it. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love watching you break everything every single week right here on,
this
on
is, I
Twitch,
think, the worst
on YouTube,
I've ever done.
on Twitter. This is a lot of breakage.
Today must be an off day.
Imagine, and hear me out on this one, Alex. Imagine quality assurance testing your product before you push it to the metaverse. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we love our QA team.
No, it's what you do. No, I meant you
Oh, me.
personally with this game right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Don't publish this to
Right.
the
The thing I
metaverse,
just
you
made in
know?
the last 30
Yeah,
minutes.
unless, yeah, yeah. I mean, just whip it up in 30 minutes and you're like, yeah, push it. We're going live. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the responses. We currently have 90 responses to the questionnaire giving people eligibility for the Wizzy NFT asset. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull up my random number generator. I'm going to type 90 as the potential maximum and click generate. And user 22. Let me type 22. This is the thing bat over on Twitch TV. You have won a Wizzy NFT asset today. Wizzy the Blue. This is an extremely rare asset that last time I checked has a going rate. Like people are frankly unwilling to give away and or sell Wizzy for less than, let me do the math,
That's gotta sound.
$700.
Oh,
Or
wow.
$600, $700 right now, somewhere in that ballpark, between $600 and $700. So extremely rare. You can only get it once. You got it here today. Thank you so much for being here with us. The thing bat. I will put your name in the chat. Try to tag you here so that you can see that if you can't hear right now.
Yes, Wizzy's not supposed to be a shapeshifter though, but he is at the moment.
No, that's true. Yeah.
All
The
right.
squirrel has been drinking Red Bull because of my advertising. I didn't see that.
I was
It's
seeing
too
about
good.
maybe making him an
It's just the squirrel's
NPC.
like.
Does anybody remember the movie?
I love it.
Is it Hoodwinked? It's like a fractured fairy tale with Little Red Riding Hood, and is it Hoodwinked?
Sure. I think so. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's actually one of the few, if I remember correctly, it's one of the few totally independently, at least at the time, and maybe it was the first totally independently financed feature length animated films. I think it was the first or something like that. It was just some
Over
guy.
the Hedge. A lot of people are reporting this in the chat.
Well, no, that's not the movie I'm talking about though. That is a movie. There's a squirrel. I think it's a squirrel. It's my wife is confirming everything in the background. There's a squirrel. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's a squirrel who's the companion of the big bad wolf, who's not really a big bad wolf. He's like a investigative journalist. And he ends up drinking a cup of coffee. He already talks like really super fast.
Sure.
Everything is like this, and he's really twitchy.
Oh.
And then they give him a cup of coffee or espresso or something because they have to like catch somebody, and then he just like shoots off like a rocket. If I remember, you can actually slow down everything that he says in the movie, and it like sounds, or no, it's part of the movie. They record what he's saying because he's so hyped up they can't understand him, so they record what he's saying and they slow it down, and his voice sounds all deep and exotic, and he's very impressed with it. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So we need to get
well, Alex,
I want to fix this before we're done.
I can't
I've
believe
got time.
you want to fix this. You don't want him. It's already perfection with that bicycle transformation.
It just
what
randomly comes out
about,
and goes, my cat.
Just like I'm bicycle. Oh, very good. Roy Goob says that their significant other is confirming everything you're saying in the background as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Very good.
I love that movie. It's a great movie.
Hoodwinked. Yes.
Go check it out.
So
I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah. I'm so like in a weird zone today, Alex. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's appropriate that everything on stream, everything in my PC is apparently wanting to break right now. It's so appropriate to like my my brain waves today. I'm just vibing that going on. So target tag cat.
Okay, so we want the message to receive is Let's not make that the same as the tag. That just gets confusing. What should we call this message?
Message.
There you go. It doesn't matter what it's called.
There it is.
Close enough.
There it is.
And then sends the message spawn. So this guy sends out message when spotted. Hoodwinked. Which completes the quest. Which sends out the spawn message. And yeah. I think that should do it. So that doesn't necessarily solve our issues of like flying squirrels, but let's see if my cat. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work because we don't have the quest active yet. I'll get looking.
Where is it? I can't believe.
My cat. Did it not spawn?
Find the cat.
It didn't spawn. Oh, well.
He's not a bicycle, so you got that going for you, which is nice.
It might be because I had it set to be only once, so it may have set off that already. Let's see. No, I want the numpad switch. It spawns the radiant cat. The behavior of prey. Spawn. Oh, because it's the uppercase spawn, not the lowercase spawn.
Oh boy, look at you.
Look at me with my typos.
So Wizzy also acts as a mount then?
Why does this open automatically? I don't understand.
Oh, because it's a bicycle. I get it. Wizzy's a bike.
What?
There it is. Somebody asked, does Wizzy fly? Is Wizzy a mount?
It's Wizzy.
And earlier, I saw a message asking.
We're still carrying a dead cat.
Oh no! Wait, I can't believe it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Okay. So
well, functional. Albeit
it's
new
sort of worked.
Cat that is a cat is flying.
Hey, it's a wizard's cat.
It's a wizard's cat.
Appeared.
There it is. That's how we're gonna just write that off real quick. Just scribble that down. Don't even worry about it. Don't even stress.
Okay.
This is the way that it is. It's a flying cat.
So in trying to make all of this fancier, we've made it much more complicated. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to spend some time before Saturday next week.
Very good. Yeah.
Well, when's the game jam finishing up?
The game jam literally ends on Saturday.
On the 23rd.
Next Saturday, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we're not doing the award ceremony that day.
No, that would be the following week.
That's the 30th. Okay.
It's
gonna be a lot of games to play in a week.
It is going to be
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. How did it get way up there?
I just want to restate that really quick with more enthusiasm and more like focus. Ironic that I had to pause to think of the word focus. The game jam ends in 1 week. So if you are developing a game for the game jam, polish it up, get it all pretty and ready. And regardless of the state, when you get to the end of that work, make sure that it is published and in before or on the 23rd of this month, because we are going to close the game jam at that point. New submissions won't be eligible. Again, I'm going to put that Medium article in the chat just so that you all understand. This is a huge prize. Top 10 entries win a piece of land to publish these games into the metaverse when the metaverse goes live, which is just around the corner. So we've got $10,000 winner in terms of sand allocations. So 350,000 sand will be given away in total for this contest. So get your games in, get your play on, and we will enjoy them here as the team.
Yes.
and play them all week long.
So yes. Good. So now that I have the timeline straight in my head, next Saturday I'm going to clean this up over this week and spend some time when I'm not like talking and distracting myself in the middle of it. It's kind of difficult to split concentration between making a game and talking about making the game at the same time.
It's true.
I don't really recommend it.
But if you'd like to see more of that kind of content where people are splitting their attention between talking to chat and making a game, you can always watch Not Animated, who is here in the chat. They will be playing starting on Tuesday in America time and Wednesday in the rest of the real world. You know, so
there's only 2 time zones, America and the real world.
There's only 2 times. the actual real world. It's great. You know, I'll bet you that any Americans watching either are detesting the fact that I said that or completely agreeing with it right now. So let's get excited about that. We've also got streams going out there from Voxel Blaze for VoxEdit, Panda Pops doing some VoxEdit streams. Those are you'll see more information about when those are going live over on our Twitter if you follow the Sandbox game on Twitter,
which you should be.
Yeah, of course.
Follow
You get
the
all
Twitter.
kinds of
get all the news,
informations and contents and insights and just fun things. NFTs. They've done giveaways via Twitter, all sorts of things. So get on that for sure. And then join us, Alex and I, of course, here every Wednesday and Saturday. Alex is joining me more often on Wednesdays as his schedule is starting to kind of maybe open up. But if Alex is not here, I will be play testing your Game Jam games this Wednesday. So if you have them submitted before Wednesday and you send me a message, I will play it live, give you some of that sweet, sweet feedback.
All right. Well, thank you, Joseph. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We should have this a little more polished up for next Saturday and be able to explain the process. I think I just need some more steps in between and some things to consider about the way things function in this version compared to the way we did it before, which worked pretty well. But, we can make it nicer now, albeit with a few more steps. So a few more steps which I did not consider beforehand and have had hilarious results. So
that's right.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Wednesday.
All right. Bye.